Star Wars Jedi Academy is a sequel/expansion pack to the awesome Jedi Outcast, developed by Raven Software in 2003 and running on a very heavily modified Quake III engine. It's the first game in the series not to feature Kyle Katarn as the protagonist, instead letting the player customize the appearance of a Jedi apprentice named Jaden, who can either be male or female as the player wishes. Jedi Academy has a rather neat little character creation system that lets you choose from a few different species and races. It's not as robust or deep as I'd like, and it has absolutely no real effect on the storyline or gameplay, but it does help the player to personalize their experience. It also allows you to craft your own lightsaber in the style and color of your choosing, which is cool. As you progress through the game, you unlock different fighting styles, and even eventually the ability to wield dual lightsabers, or even a double-edged lightsaber Darth Maul style. After a short training mission with Kyle Katarn, conveniently assigned to the player as the mentor, the game allows you to choose from a series of missions to complete across various planets in the galaxy.
This one sounds like it could be nasty, so I'll be going with you.
Now, whereas your force powers progressed over time in Jedi Outcast, in Jedi Academy it's a bit more segmented. You do a series of missions, usually 4 or 5 at a time, and then there's an interlude mission of sorts that progresses the storyline a bit further. After each mission you can upgrade one of the light or dark powers individually, and as before, Force Lightning and Force Heal are the two most important. Force Lightning in particular makes the first few missions an absolute breeze, as you can clear out rooms of enemies with a single blast. After each of the chapters, the core powers, those being Force Push, Force Pull, Speed, etc., are all upgraded at the same time. What it means is that these early missions can be kinda dull, as you don't really feel like you're progressing that much. On top of that, the actual saber fights are quite limited, and you just end up fighting lots of bandits and other assorted assholes with laser guns. Thankfully, the last few missions make up for it with lots of fast-paced lightsaber fights. The real standouts are the few missions where you get to play alongside Kyle Katarn. Seeing Katarn from a third person's perspective makes him seem much more awesome, and they needed more levels like this. There's a couple of really glaring faults with the storyline in Jedi Academy, and it's largely due to the side character Rosh Pennon. They try to introduce him as Jaden's friend, but this guy is just such an unlikable douchebag, and is completely arrogant and cocky as hell from the get-go.
Aren't you excited? We're going to be Jedi!
Of course, as you would expect, he eventually turns to the dark side, which inevitably raises more questions than it answers. Now, I know the Jedi is running low on members, but surely they have some sort of selection criteria? It's not like anyone can just walk in and pick up a lightsaber, as long as they cross the T's and dot the I's. I mean, you think Luke of all fucking people would know the possible ramifications of being too cocky and aggressive when learning the ways of the Force. Did he not learn anything from his father? And it's not even like it comes out during his training. I mean, he is eager and overly enthusiastic from the outset, even talking back and mocking Luke in his own goddamn academy.
Yes. What could they get from that besides a tour?
Something nasty.
On top of that, after he defects, Rosh is quickly promoted to leading large troops of Sith forces. Why the hell is this stupid kid, who could barely hold a lightsaber at the start of the game, suddenly given authority over entire platoons of Sith soldiers? It is stupid as hell. But the storyline in Jedi Academy is so fucking stupid and full of dumb plot twists that it almost starts to make sense how the Jedi could get wiped out and outmatched with decisions as stupid as this. I'd rather they just kept the mission selection system and did away with the story completely, as it is pretty crappy stuff overall. The laziness of the story really comes up during those interlude scenes between chapters, where Luke or Kyle casually notice your focus on dark side powers, but do absolutely nothing about it. A little bit of depth or consequences for these actions would have helped the game immensely. Jedi Academy is full of fan service for hardcore Star Wars fans, much more so than Jedi Outcast. You'll get to set foot in the Hoth base from Empire Strikes Back, fight alongside Chewbacca in a Tatooine spaceport, and even explore Darth Vader's personal fortress of solitude, if I can call it that, set on a mysterious planet drenched in harmful acid rain. One mission even lets you go toe-to-toe with Boba Fett himself.
This doesn't concern you, Jedi.
Combined with the excerpts from John Williams' soundtrack, the game really does feel authentic and fun, and is an absolute blast to play, and I can never get sick of those slow-motion death blows. So now you're thinking, should you play it? And I'd say you should. I mean, the story is absolute garbage and is really just there for filler, but the real meat of the game is the incredibly fun lightsaber duels that fill up the last half of the game. And considering its really cheap price tag these days, it's definitely worth picking up.